Well, I still love baseball. I don't want you guys. I still love baseball. I still have a delusional belief the White Sox are going to figure it out.
I agree.
I think
totally
there's
agree
reason
with
to
that.
have some upside belief in the Cubs after this year.
Sure thing.
I certainly didn't expect them to be 500, and they're 4 over. Here's the weird part. I just found out the White Sox lost again an hour ago. I didn't even think it was possible. Season was over. But we are in a position now to set up the playoffs going forward. In a time, again, television is so bad. And if you can lock me into a baseball game, I'm in.
Absolutely.
In the playoffs, I'm in.
I love
Whatever screen you're watching on. Executive Vice President for Baseball Operations at MLB is Morgan Sword. One of the happening young dudes in sports. Morgan is 9 years old. It's incredible. Morgan, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Congratulations on your success. You're not even 40, are you?
I'm not. I'm getting close, though.
How dare you have this kind of success at your age? I'm excited about the playoffs, and I hope America's excited about the playoffs because maybe baseball can unite us. Morgan, can baseball unite us?
I think so. There's nothing better than playoff baseball. This is a month straight of almost every night, something really, really exciting and emotional on television that is really the best athletes in the world playing the best game in the world. And it's my favorite month of the year.
We'll talk about some specifics here, but Jane did some background research on you. She did a full check, ran a criminal check on you and various other things. What do you want to ask, Morgan?
Well, I have lots of questions to ask Morgan about the changes that happened this year in the season, but more importantly, over your 15-year career with the MLB, how many souvenirs and sports jerseys do you have to bring home for those three little kids of yours?
Yeah, a lot. Baseball cards really is what the currency in our house. So we are overflowing with.
And Morgan, you're with MLB. Do they have a favorite team? Or do you just go, kids, you've got to have all of them?
Out. Yeah, they're sorting it out. I think right now our oldest are 7 and 5, and they're falling in love with the game right now, and it's really one of the joys of my life to be around little kids that are experiencing baseball, going to their first game, opening their first pack of baseball cards. It's wonderful.
So really, let's get down here because there's a lot of changes in the game this season. You had the pitch clock change, you had the ban on shifts, the increased size in the bases, but with the pitch clock, because I know that was hard for a lot of fans to kind of get used to, but I think we liked it. For you, because it's been talked about so much for so many years, you were the guy that actually got it to finally get it started. Yay.
Morgan, you're getting the sitting ovation. I love the pitch clock.
What was that like to finally make it happen? And then when it was first being, implemented into the game this season, were you like, I hope this works?
Yeah, it was pretty nerve-wracking. 6 months ago when we started this effort in an opening day, and it's been an unbelievable success for the game. We're so thrilled with how it's gone, how the players have adjusted, the umpires have handled it beautifully, and probably most importantly, fans have responded. We had our biggest attendance increase in 30 years in baseball, and we think largely on the back of delivering something that's just much more entertaining to fans. And we're down roughly about half an hour in terms of game time.
This is great.
You feel it. When you're in the ballpark and watching on television, it's a much more well-paced, exciting, athletic game that looks a lot more like baseball looked in the 1970s and 80s.
I'm going to make you handicap this. I know technically you can't. Oh, and by the way, I think you'll like this, Morgan. I'm developing a pitch clock for business meetings. So you're going to commit to a meeting. There's always one guy in the meeting who asks one too many questions just to try to get noticed. There'll be a pitch clock. And if he says something, you can't go into the break room. You know what I mean? Can't go into the break room. Maybe gets written up. That kind of thing. All right, let's handicap this. Texas, Tampa Bay. This is American League first. Texas, Tampa Bay. I like the Rays.
Yeah, the Rays have been one of the best teams in baseball now for going on a decade. For those that don't watch them regularly, it's a really exciting brand of baseball that they play. They are so talented, so deep. And they pitch extraordinarily well. They are always tough to beat in the playoffs. They made a couple deep runs, and it's hard to hard to bet against them.
Texas or Tampa Bay, Jay?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. All right, I'll take Texas just to make it interesting. Toronto and the Twins. My heart says Twins. I lived in the Twin Cities, but I think Toronto's really good. I mean, does that go the 3 games, do you think?
Yeah, I think they are very evenly matched teams, and it's going to be, I think, beautiful weather out in Minnesota this week, and you're going to see, usually the Twins end up playing the Yankees one way or the other in the playoffs, and it's a new opponent for them, and I think that they're very excited about it.
Toronto, Minnesota, Jane?
Toronto.
All right, I got the Twins. Arizona and Milwaukee. Arizona lost the tiebreaker to Miami as far as seeding goes, so they come in 6th. They play the Brewers. Brewers are really good. I think Euchre gets another one.
Yeah. They've got 3 starting pitchers that are going to go in this series who, maybe the best you'd face in the playoffs, which is but Arizona is an ascendant team led by a rookie named Corbin Carroll, who is, if you haven't seen him, one of the most exciting players we have in this game. Just a phenomenal athlete, and I think they always have a chance.
Arizona, Milwaukee. You got to go Arizona. You used to live there.
D-backs for sure.
Yeah. All right. I got Milwaukee. And lastly, Miami, Philadelphia. Miami is the reason the Cubs aren't in. That and the reason that they suck for the last week after being able to determine their own destiny. Destiny or destiny. Yeah. Philadelphia is really good. I mean, Philly's obviously the favorite here, but Miami could upset.
Mm.
Miami's won a remarkable number of close games this year. They're very well coached. It's a really interesting team, and they've been playing really well at the right time. So that's going to be a close series.
And Miami, Philly, who you like?
I go Miami.
All right. I'll go ahead and take the Phillies. Listen, Morgan, we want to remind people, you go to MLB.com. They're giving away $50,000 in a postseason bracket contest. You can check that out. And Jane, last word.
Well, I mean, Morgan, you have a really super cool job. And a lot of people would say, I want his job. I want to do that. To you, what is your favorite part about the work that you do?
Free pine tar?
Could be.
My favorite part is walking around ballparks in October when you get to be in a city that's not yours, watching the excitement and the nervousness and the tension and the emotion that goes along with playoff baseball. It's a long month, it takes a lot of years off people's lives, but it is, there's nothing better.
I really appreciate you being on. I'm very impressed with your success. Best to your family and those kiddos, and enjoy the postseason.
All right.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Morgan.
That's Morgan Sword, Executive Vice President of Baseball Operations at MLB, who at no time offered us free playoff tickets to any city in America where MLB would have picked up the airfare as well. I thought that was happening.
I thought it was happening, too. You thought that was happening. Sorry.
Yeah.
We'll call him back.
And White Sox fans, what do you do after a 100-loss season? Prior to 2023, 10 teams total reached the postseason after losing 100 games in the year prior to one before that. The 69 Mets, the 1914 Boston Braves, let's see, and the D-backs, the Houston Astros, and the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles took a little longer. But the point is, it can be done, White Sox fans. Don't give up. Don't give up, Jane.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking about it, if I should give up or not give up.
Tell by your face.
You need to snap me out of it. I won't give up.
Unless you're a Bears fan, then definitely give up.